documentary has been hailed as a most inspiring historical portrayal of the Jewish people. Check out israelsdestiny.com. That's israelsdestiny.com.
All right, we're back here at Israel National Radio's Weekend Edition. I'm Tamar Yona.
I'm Malka Fleischer.
If you have someone in your family who is a Holocaust survivor, or you have a neighbor, you know somebody who was from Eastern Europe, and their house still stands, or their factory, or whatever it is that they own there, they may be able to get some type of compensation. We have joining us now Shlomo Taub from www.polishlegacy.org. I'd like you all to go there, polishlegacy.org, and he's going to tell us how you might be able to get some type of compensation for some of your old houses. I know personally, my father is a Holocaust survivor, Malka, and I personally went to Poland and I saw his old house. It wasn't even an old house, it was a building that they owned, as well as a factory that my grandfather owned, still standing there, being used and being lived in by Polish citizens. He never got a penny for it, and my father's still alive. So, Shlomo, what would someone like my father do in order to be able to get some type of restitution or compensation for buildings that were stolen from him by the Polish and the Nazi governments?
Hi, everybody. Okay, that's a very good question. Basically, this is the question that I'm being asked by almost everybody that is entering my office. The first thing, if your father owned a property, he should be still registered as an owner in many cases. And this is actually the shocking fact, that the man is still registered today in 2007 as an owner, and some others are living there, meaning going for the last 60, 70 or 60 years are living there peacefully, paying or non-paying rent, and probably after they will die, somebody else is going to resettle in the same property. You want to know what to do in order to become back an owner, so you have to do few things. First thing, you have to be able to identify the property, and if your father is alive, Adner Vesrim, very fast, you should put down the names of the people who used to be owners and the property addresses. Knowing these two facts will be the first milestone in a long road to claiming. But in the end, it definitely pays. I've done it, many people done it, and so far I'm dealing with it. Legacy is operating in the last 6 years, I would say. We retrieved properties for worth of millions and millions of dollars. So
it works.
Yeah, it definitely works. Let me tell you, it all starts exactly as you've asked. You ask your father those questions. I asked my parents those questions. I got to the same situation as you in 1995, right after Poland stopped being a communistic country, in 1989 actually, so a few years later. We kept asking questions at home. We got addresses. We got names of owners. We claimed. And in 1999, me and my sister, we went to Krakow. We stand in front of the judge, and the judge gave us, within 10 minutes of court case, a permission to go to register these properties that belonged before the war to my father, to my uncle, and to some other family members. He gave me the permit to go and to register on our names.
Why? So you had to do all this legwork. You flew all the way to Poland. In the end, it took 10 minutes. Why did you even have to create a case in the first place?
Well, this is really saying it in a nutshell. 10 minutes of court case, meaning many months and sometimes few years of court
preparation.
Court operation, definitely. I used a legal firm that is now my partners over there in Krakow, which I built trust, and took me a long time to build this trust among the Poles and myself, and in the end, it paid. Well, they wanted their share, I wanted my property, and we got it. And today we are doing it for many people around the world.
Now, let me ask you a question. When my father went back there and he wanted to see his old house and go in there, the people there, as soon as he came in and they saw that, they can already tell, oh, the Jews are here, and they're already afraid that he's the owner, and they all shut their shutters. Nobody wants to talk to them. Why would the Polish government, first of all, want to offer compensation for the Jews? Why can't they just stick with their thing of, well, it was a communist government that took it over back after the war, and now it's reverted to these people. It's been many years, and that's just the tough luck. It's wartime.
Okay, don't understand me wrong. The Polish people are not standing and waiting for the Jews to come back. They are definitely not inviting us to come. This is not the issue. The issue is making justice, meaning the Polish people are not my partners in this deal. They can they can live there still. They can stay in the same properties. All what we want is to make the Jew back registered as an owner. Those people who live there may even not know about it. And in many times it's quite a mistake to go there and to, when a Jew is approaching a Jewish home, a pre-war Jewish home, so obviously it's very clear for those that sit there today, the Jews are back, Jews are coming, it may endanger our existence in the building. That's not what we do. All what we want is legally to make the Jew or his descendants, grandchildren, great-grandchildren, or sons, daughters, being back owners.
Because
later on, you can sell it.
Right, usually they end up selling it. I see on your website that you also provide help, professional services to buyers and property owners to make sales, because the odds of a Jewish person wanting to go back to Poland and occupy a building, go live there and start Jewish life, are very, 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 very small. So usually you want to sell.
Not only it is small, it is zero. We do not recommend nobody to go back to Poland to live there. We definitely say it when we meet people. Our action doesn't mean that we recommend you to go to re-own and to resettle. The point is just get back what your father or grandfather owned and get it back, because it is yours.
What happens, Shlomo Taub, if that building was sold to another Pole, and that Pole sold it to another Pole, and now you want to come and claim it? That Pole who paid the money for it thinks, well, I paid for this building, why should I lose it?
No. Okay, there's a very strange law in Poland, and probably also in other countries where we are operating, that if the property was sold, so the buyer is innocent and is a legal buyer and a legal owner. So in many cases, our successes are aimed at those cases where the property didn't go on and on to be sold. And the procedure was like that. The first, after the Nazis went out from Poland, so the properties became owned by the Polish government. The Polish administration was actually managing the properties. And this was the prime time to come into claim, because it didn't go through too many rounds of going from hand to hand.
Mm-hmm. Shlomo, tell us some success stories, because probably there's people out there who are like, yeah, okay, I'm pretty sure that my family did own some property, but with all the bureaucracy and so many years gone by, what are really the odds that I'm going to actually get my property back?
Okay, the odds are between 30 to 40% of success.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
Do they have to put down any money in order to get the ball rolling?
Definitely yes, because nothing in Poland can be done for free, meaning that in order to go to court, in order to get to a point where you're getting to court, so there are fees. In order to activate the lawyers, definitely there are fees, and many times we have to pay under the table also to the government over there, or when we get into the offices who handle the registration, like birth certificates, so we have to pay them in order to get something that by pushing a button you get it printed. Sometimes I go to an office in Poland, in Warsaw or in Rzeszów, and I ask for a birth certificate of someone that passed away long time ago, and they say, we don't have such a thing. He wasn't born here. You put down $20 on the table, you'll be surprised how fast it comes. That's the way it works, sir. To answer your question about success stories, we have success stories from month to month on a different level. One that I always like to tell is something that happened 2 years ago, which is a very fast success story. The property that was owned by the client is still registered. Not only that it is still registered on the name of the client, which he passed away, but his wife lives in Israel. His name is still printed on the doors. His name is still, you can see that on the building. He was the doctor of the town, of the little village, not a town, a small village. And he was there, the doctor, known man, people still remember, the old people of the town still remember this man, and the family name still appears on the top of the building. The street was almost erased, but this and one other building are still there. Everything around is fields, grazing fields. We go to the place, we don't see the building. We started to ask more and more questions, and somebody pointed at some faraway building. The road, they changed the parcelation over there. We came to the place. Everything is just as it was 70 years ago. Going to the registration office over there, land and mortgage, names are still the same. He is still alive according to them. He can come in and to collect rent if he wants. Obviously, the property went in a very fast procedure to his family. And
did they sell it?
The property was retrieved, and now the family is considering selling it. And we're talking about a property that, together with all the fields and the agricultural site around, talking about more than $500,000 US. So this family didn't dream about this 10 years ago or even 5 years ago. This is only one success story. There's another success story that just came to us last month. A family that is dealing with property retrieval in Rzeszów, which is a nice town in Galicia. It's a whole compound of buildings, and 7 years it took. And next month, the owner, which is in his late 80s, next month will start to collect rent. He doesn't want to sell. He said, this is my parents' property. They lived here. I remember this place as being a kid before being sent to the Machanot. I am getting it back, and this is my final stage, to get back rent here in Israel. It's one out of dozens of success stories that I can just tell you. When I say that we retrieved so far properties for millions of dollars, that means millions of dollars sold properties. And the issue is not, this is basically the yell that I want to mention. I mean, the cry, if I may say, use this word. People are being, we are actually now in a chalon הזדמנויות, as we say.
A window of opportunity.
That's right. From one point, very soon, there are not going to be any more ניצולי שואה. It's a fact of life. Every year, we have like 10 to 15% less ניצולי שואה.
ניצולי שואה are Holocaust survivors.
That's right. Okay? And Poland, for example, which is the largest site of Holocaust atrocities, and the largest site of properties, Jewish properties, 3.5 million people lived there. Not everybody was Graf Potocki, which means not everybody was very rich and owned, but many people were very rich. In one point, I even saw some statistical reports saying that 10%, more than 10%, of the whole large land, property of Poland was owned by Jews. And you're talking about big value of property. So my point is, don't give up. Just try to get it back. Speaking about numbers.
Let me just interrupt you. Are there any consequences in getting it back? In other words, like if you were to get a building back, someone is a Holocaust survivor, they get their building back, is the Polish government going to slap a whole bunch of taxes on this owner now, and all of a sudden he finds out that it's not even worth all of his effort that he went to go get it? You have to understand it's a very painful thing for people to, just the memories that come up and having to deal with the Poles again and trying to get something that's yours, and then they give you trouble for it and all these, emotions surface. Is it worth it?
There's no doubt that there is emotional impact in the whole procedure. There's definitely such an impact. The thing is that I've never seen that somebody got a property and it wasn't worthwhile when you compare what was his cost in terms of taxation, in terms of fees, legal fees. He always gets about 80% of the value when we sell it for him. Always. Mm-hmm. In other words, you get a property for $1 million, so you definitely get the $800,000
right.
value.
Okay? Now, this legacy organization, I'm here at the website, and I'll just say it again. It's www.polishlegacy.org. Are there organizations, are there like brother or sister organizations for other countries, Hungary, Lithuania? Do you know?
I believe that there are different organizations that deal with and work and operate in different countries. We operate mainly in Poland and the Czech Republic, and now we are in Germany, and now we are opening also our office in Romania. I do not know an organization that is working in few countries at the same time. I'm sure that there are lawyers or different operations that are doing in separate, each one is specializing in his own language or in his own country that he's coming from if he's a lawyer. But I do not know about an organization per se. that is doing it in few countries at the same time, definitely.
One more question I have for you. Do the people ever have to actually go to Poland? Can they do everything from here?
No, they don't have to go to Poland, but it is highly recommended to go, because by going to Poland, so the procedure of inheritance issue which we have to conduct for each client are shorter. It makes a big impact on the judge when he sees the old man or his children, the second generation, coming and standing in front of him and verbally presenting themselves as descendant of the actual owners. There is a slight difference, but definitely there's no need. It can be done by power of attorney that we get in our office. We are operating through with many lawyers and many attorneys and notarians, and we do it all for them, definitely. But
right.
It's highly recommended because the effect on the person of closing the circle, as I say, like bringing justice to the family and retrieving the property is much stronger when you go there, you get the stamp from the judge, and you go and register yourself as an owner.
Well, bring a little bit of justice, not justice complete. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you very much, and we wish you much success in trying to compensate the victims of the Holocaust. And again, if you want to find out more about it, I urge you all to go to the website www.polishlegacy.org. Find out there how you, your family, or people that you know who might have still have property back in Eastern Europe, even if it's not Poland, they can get in touch with them again, polishlegacy.org. And thank you very much, Shlomo Taub, for being with us on the show today.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Bye-bye.
And it says here on the website, Poland is now in the European Union, so it's time to act. East European countries that have already joined the EU are enjoying economic growth, and in most of them, land values are booming. Legacy, that's the website here, polishlegacy.org, has already helped families in Israel and the U.S. reclaim lost real estate, allowing them to either sell the property or enjoy a monthly rental income. Legacy is also qualified to assist in selling or managing your assets as well. If necessary, they can also help you acquire citizenship in any East European country if you should want another passport. I don't know why. So don't hesitate to contact their offices, and they'll tell you how to find out to get reclamation for your property in Eastern Europe. All right, again, polishlegacy.org.
That's very exciting. That's very exciting, and it's coming to us, and it's been coming to us for a long time. The only thing I'm sad about is that there's not something for people from every country. But this is great. This is wonderful, and this should have been going for the last 50 years.
Well, maybe if you have a strong case and it's another country, they'll help you with that as well.
Expand out, maybe.
I'll flip it to my father and see if he wants to do it.
You definitely should.
I'm not really excited about it.
Why? Why he can't really?
Because just thinking about Poland makes me ill.
Well, how does thinking about $1 million make you feel? $1 million that your family suffered for.
I don't get to that thought yet. I just get to the thought of having to go. You know, I was in Poland, and when I left, I never wanted to return again. It was just ichsa. You had to take like 10 showers afterwards.
Yeah, but Tamara, you're like the queen of justice. This will be just a little bit of justice for your family and for the Jews.
I'll let my father decide what he wants to do.
Well, I think that this is a great time to tell a joke.
All right. I was telling a joke last week.
You stopped mid-joke, and we had to go away, and we've been waiting for a week to hear the end. So I think you should start over.
And you